It's the 10-2, it's the 10-2. Time to attend to some things we done been through. And here's a preview on what's to come. The hottest music, latest games, all is one. It's the 10-2, it's the 10-2. Time to attend to some things we done been through. And here's a preview on what's to come. The hottest music, latest games, all is one. It's the 10-2, it's the 10-2. Time to attend to some things we done been through. And here's a preview on what's to come. The hottest music, latest games, all is one.
Hey, you here with your boy MJD and your boy Deucey, a.k.a. Deucey Bad. And you're tuning to the 10-2 podcast. I know y'all wondering where we been, but tell them we been around the world and back again. You feel me?
Yeah, been around the world traveling, doing the things, you know what I'm saying? Breaking it down for y'all. Hey, but this is a brand new episode. Brand new show, baby. An hour long show. If you're looking at the time and it's 30 minutes past our time, but we going the next 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying?
Your clock ain't wrong, baby.
Yes, sir.
It ain't wrong.
We're bringing it to you live, you know what I'm saying? Something new, something fresh. Here we are, you know what I'm saying? Might have set back for a major comeback. Shout out to that boy GK for putting us in where we at right now, you know what I'm saying? Something new, something fresh, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, here we are. We're going to start it off right. We're giving you the vibe. We're giving you the jump. We're giving you everything that you need to know on the 10-2 podcast about the Dallas Cowboys, about everything that you might want to know and might want to ask, you know what I'm saying? So we're giving it to you live. We're giving it to you up front. We're giving it to you everything that you need to know, baby. Big baby, do some bad, and then JD. Come on now, let's set it off right,
brother. I know that's right, brother. That's a hell of a way to start this.
You feel me? We're jumping
this new episode off with.
Here we go.
Yes, sir. Let them know. Pre-gram to the draft.
What's the first one? What we talking about?
What we talking about? What we doing? What we in the mix about? You know what I'm saying?
We talking about what we want to talk about, but you gonna keep on listening. What we talking about? Here we go, baby. Let's go.
Hey, but now with all that being said, though, brother, with all that being said,
yes,
sir, what needed to be said.
Already, let's go. Set it up.
But you know, we gonna start it off, bro. You know, we gonna start it off on what you think on how the way the season ended, and what's your thoughts on, bro, about what do you think we need to do in the process to have a better next season? But I want your thoughts on how do you think the season ended this year for us, and how do you feel about it?
Well, how I feel about it, we already know how it ended. It ended horribly, man. It ended with injuries. Ended it like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
but
sir.
It is what it is. It's one of those, you know, you can't. The season's done. It's over with.
Of course.
I'm good now.
Yes.
That's why we're here. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're here.
We're at where we at. That's right.
But no, it ended the way it ended. You see what happened. Coaches left. Players left.
Of course.
And here we are with a new regime, with a new coach. Yet a new coach that's been with us for several years now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nobody out the blue that ain't been with the system.
Sure. He knows the culture there.
He know the culture.
Yeah.
Well, at least we say.
Of course, we will hope so.
He will hope so, but he's trying to change it a little bit. He got these players coming together, connecting together. You know what I'm saying? Not just your regular OTAs. These dudes are really coming together through their off season, working together, and getting stuff right. But who's to say will it help? We don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But the season does look a little bright. You see what they did in the draft. They got players here from there. They didn't just go all defense. They just didn't go all offense on the first end. They went everywhere where they could and get the players that they needed to get.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I like the first round draft pick. I like, you know, the defensive end, the quarterback that they got. They trickled down a little bit, and then they went down to get the running backs, the defensive tackles, and another offensive lineman too. But, you know, like I said, this season is a little bit brighter.
Yes.
It can't be any worse than what it was last year. If it is, then we're in for a long haul.
Well, you know,
and we might be back next season.
That's right. Exactly.
We might not even start the
episode.
Exactly.
That's the reason why we got the number 11 draft pick.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, hey, like I said, I'm optimistic, man. I gotta be. I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm a diehard fan.
I understand.
So, but to be real, bro, the season ended bad. It was not what I expected. You know what I'm saying? And leading it towards the draft, the way we wanted, we was hoping for a big splash.
Of course.
But you know that ain't us.
No, I mean
we got what we needed. And that was that.
That's what I was gonna say. You know, to lead it off of right there. You know, the way I felt, the way the season ended. You know,
break it down.
I like I told you before. You know, somebody's gonna go. It's one or the other. Either both were gonna go this year, or one or the other was gonna go. Like I said, the thing that saved Dak Prescott, he got hurt. If it wasn't for him getting hurt, hell, him and McCartney probably both would have been out.
Well, he got signed the first game of the season.
Of course.
So he wasn't going nowhere.
He wasn't going to go anywhere as far as that. But what I'm saying is that you would have been in the position where you had to fight for your job now. You know, but
right, if they wouldn't have signed him.
That didn't happen. We don't know how the season would have ended. We don't know how things would have finished up. But with that being said, only one person had to go, and I think, did we make the right decision on McCartney leaving? I think so, because Prescott is a talented player. He finishes in the top 10 every year, just about, and since he's been a starter. I think, the expectations on him is that we need to get over that hump, but it's the 9 years that he's been back there playing quarterback, we haven't. I do think in all due time, things will turn around, but with him getting hurt towards the end of the season, we kind of both already knew that we're in for a roller coaster ride now. You're going to have good games and bad games. Some games were impressive. Like I told you against Washington, a lot of games were disappointing.
Right.
So you just sit back and you ask yourself, what do I expect for next season to look like? What we have now before the draft, before we get into anything in the draft, but that's the point of view that I'm looking at, is that what's the expectations for next season on how we finished off this season. And like you said, it was a whirlwind. I don't know what we're in for this year. I want a winning record. Do I think we're going to get it? I would hope so, being a Cowboys fan. Is it shooting for the moon? I don't know. We'll have to we'll have to figure that out when we get to, the draft picks. With that being said, I want your thoughts on the first round draft pick, because, of course, we went out and got someone for the line from Alabama. And I want you to tell me what you think and what you expect for our first round pick. And, and also give me a couple of ideas of what you think about the rest of the draft.
We're going with his name, Booker, right?
Yeah.
Tyler Booker.
That's right.
We're going with
That's
our
draft pick.
But what I think, he's a for sure starter, man.
A for sure starter. Got you.
And
so
if
you're
you
going
tell me,
week one starting.
Yeah, man. Look at the other guy we
like
had.
Like you said, Tyler.
Tyler, yeah. And look at the other Tyler we drafted.
Tony.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
we
right.
drafted the other Tyler from Tulsa.
Yeah.
And we put him straight in. So you telling me he played with the same guys Booker played with?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
One guy played in the SEC.
Yes, sir.
And the other guy played in, I can't even know what the conference he plays in, but Tulsa is not a school that you want to go see.
No, of course.
On TV.
Of course.
But give him that, he the other Tyler that we drafted was pretty big. He did do his things, but look at last season. He was off starts, holding, false starts, rookie mistakes.
Yep.
Why? Because big games to him were big games.
Yep.
These games, I think Booker's going to have.
I like the way you said that. Big games to him were big games.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I like that.
This guy right here, Booker. This is, bro. I was playing.
Like, what did you think it was going to be?
Yeah.
But
and
if they say you were going to fold under the big lights, well, you did exactly what we thought. It was a big game. You folded under the big lights.
You weren't playing with them crowds in Tulsa. You know what I'm saying? This dude right here, this Booker guy. Tyler Booker. He's playing with crowds like the NFL.
Yes.
He knows the moments. This dude was highly,
like you said, a lot of athletes that come from the SEC playing that already football, NFL atmosphere already.
I love the best remark he made as a rookie that I thought that was pretty interesting that got everybody hyped. He said in practice he was gonna make you quit football to come at. If you was a defensive end or whoever you was to come attack him,
exactly,
he was gonna make you quit football.
So you line up against him in those drills.
You line up against him in those drills. He's gonna make you quit, bro.
You better be ready to pay them bills.
Hey, if that ain't.
Yeah,
a dog.
And that's what we need. We need some dogs.
We need a dog, an offensive lineman.
Yes, sir.
If you know the Cowboys, how we used to have offensive linemen, Larry Allen's, man.
Yes, sir.
All the other guys.
You're right.
Great linemen.
Great linemen.
Everybody.
Zach Martin, all of them.
All those
like
guys.
You said,
even the
Tyler,
older guys.
Smith.
The Great Walls, you know what I'm saying? For Emmitt Smith, you know what I'm saying? All those guys right there. I can't think of them off the top of my head because, right now I'm going off.
I know exactly what you're saying. The offensive line.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's
you
what
following a great offensive line. They've always had a great offensive line.
But there's that one guy in that offensive line that everybody fucking listens to, bro. And I think he might be a fucking rookie going in there telling these other guys, look, man, quit your shit, bro.
Yeah.
But honestly, he's about as old as these guys.
Yeah.
BB from the center. The other Tyler Smith, he's been in the league a little bit more, but he's probably the same age as this guy. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, look, these all guys are young. So, look, I'm going to take the reins, and here we go. Let's huddle up.
Yes, exactly.
Bring your ass in.
Exactly.
Hey, man, you fucked up. You're supposed to go hold this guy. You're supposed to break off when you break.
No doubt.
I think I might see that in him, but let's hope so. But like I said, the first round draft pick, it was what it was. It could have been a splash. Could have been a wide receivers that we wanted from the Longhorns and all that other shit.
Yeah.
He was there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. But look what we got. We got something that we needed.
Yeah.
Got somebody to protect.
No,
that.
for sure.
So we can't go wrong with that. But that being said, it was a perfect choice, nice choice. Hey man, y'all do what y'all did. No splash.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with the choice. It was something different, a cornerback or a defensive tackle.
I mean, but like you said,
linebacker.
when you look at the draft,
It would've been
it
different.
wasn't really polluted with awesome wide receivers across the board,
it wasn't.
awesome quarterbacks across
No, it
the
wasn't.
board.
You seen what was going on?
You see what I'm saying?
You
Like,
seen
so
what was
it
going
wasn't
on the
like
quarterback situation.
This
So there you go.
This was the draft to where the Cowboys should pick the way that they should pick.
They should have been picking.
Yes,
years
exactly.
Years above draft.
Exactly.
You know,
that's
but
that's
hey,
what I'm saying.
Finally,
Like,
they got a draft.
There was nothing that was going to be like, man, I need to trade down to get this guy. I need to give up the 4th and 5th
It
round
was
draft
like
pick to
finally
give
they
up this
got
guy.
a draft class where they didn't have to go out of their way and get players. They just got who they wanted.
They got what
who
they needed to
and
get.
got the best available.
Exactly.
And that's the best thing you can
and
do.
that's
Get
all
the
you
best
can.
player.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's all you can ask for.
So that being
Because there
said,
wasn't
yeah.
one player that stood out to you that was like, oh my God, I just got to go have this
I
dude
mean,
right
like
here.
I said, a lot of people talk about the 2nd round pick from Boston College. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The way he was, and I was like,
Yeah.
man, I ain't really heard of him, but I seen plays of him. I looked him up, and I was like, okay, he does
Yeah.
have a motor on him.
Exactly.
He does have that style that you want on the other end of Parsons.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying? Another great story about him. He
Yes.
comes from Boston College, East Coast team. His whole family was an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
His uncle
Yeah.
had a big old wall of everything of Eagles.
Dedicated to Eagles. Trying out an
Eagles.
Eagle
You know
kid.
what his uncle did? Took everything Eagles down and started getting everything Cowboys.
Cowboys.
So that lets you know this
How
dude
about them boys?
was about playing ball, man. So you got some ball players on there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, you can't really think about the 3rd rounds or 4th rounds. You would hope.
Well, I mean, we got us a running back.
Yes.
You know what I'm
But-
saying? We needed a running, but the 5th round?
5th round,
From
but-
Texas?
But that
Yeah.
being said, look how we got Dak Prescott for 4th round. You don't
That's
really
what I'm
know.
saying. You can always
don't-
find a diamond in the rough.
Yes,
I
you don't.
understand.
Yeah, you don't really know. You do with the diamond in the rough most of the time, but you
Yeah.
don't really know. You hope so. These guys in the 4th, 5th round, we hope they can do something this year.
Yes.
but not next year.
Yes.
So everybody that's last year, 2nd year guys that were in 4th and 5th round that are still here. Now it's time to shine.
And that's what I'm trying to say. Like you went out and you kind of really checked everything off the list as far as what you needed to get and what you were looking for. And that's always a great thing because, like I said, there was no reason to jump down and get anything crazy or try to give up any draft picks to get anything crazy. They didn't have anything. I mean, I think next year's draft pick will be a lot better. You know, you're going to have somewhat of a bigger pool because a lot of players are going to want to take that next leap. But as far as receivers and quarterbacks, you know, you got a couple that are coming out of Clemson, a couple that are coming out of Alabama. That are,
in college.
college. That's what I'm saying. So next year, that's what I said.
Next year, depending on how we do next year, is definitely
exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like I hope for a good season, so we'll pick late in the draft. But we didn't have to give anything up to get what we got, and that's a lot of things that set us back. Is that we give up a lot to get so little. You know,
for players, I think
Yes,
so. I mean,
exactly.
for players, like look at this year, we didn't have a 4th round pick.
No, for sure.
I kid you not, we didn't. I don't think we had a 4th round. We had
last year,
5th rounds,
but also last year we didn't do anything in the offseason either. We could have went out and got King Henry. We could have went out and got a couple of running backs to help us out. But
that's this offseason again. We didn't get anybody that we thought.
But that's the thing. We saw what we had.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, this is what we need to address in the draft. And like I said, why it's easier to sign a draft, you know, a 3rd, 4th round pick than it is to sign a veteran, you know, to a year or a couple. So,
Right.
But with all that being said, don't forget to check out the 10-2 podcast. That's the 10-2 podcast on YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to drop any comments, or if you want to send us an email and let us know what you're thinking and what you got going on, or maybe that you might have some ideas. Hit us up at the 10-2 podcast 979 at gmail.com. That's the 10-2 podcast 979 at gmail.com. You'll see it at the bottom of your screen. So make sure to send us an email. Tell us what you're thinking, and hopefully we can reach back out to you and get some things going.
Facebook,
for sure.
YouTube, and all that. Baby.
With all that,
you know
baby,
what I'm saying? We're gonna get
on
this
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But with that being said, though, bro, like I said, I think we got what we needed out of the draft.
Yeah.
I think we kind of checked off some of the boxes that we needed.
Yeah.
Do I think that this draft class was the best ever? No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that we were able to get the things we needed as the Cowboys. So with that, all that being said, out of the draft picks that we got, and I think we got 6, 7. I think we were able to get like 6, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I mean, like I said, we didn't get a 4th round, but we did get 2 5th rounds.
2 5th rounds. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
so it was
like
like that's what took up. That's what I'm saying. So we got one for almost every round, which is 7 rounds. So what I'm saying is that we got 7 round draft picks, right? How many out of that 7 right there do you see starting in week 1, and why? And we don't got to go by name. We ain't got to go by position. I'm just saying, out of that many, how many do you see starting? You know, if you had to say from looking at the tape, looking at the selections,
from the experience, from the experience I know and what I've seen, Cowboys history. You're looking at the first 3 picks.
Another one.
You're looking at the first 3 picks.
Gotcha.
First round, second round, third round.
that are going to be starting week
have
1.
to be starting.
Yeah, are going to have to be. Okay.
Have to be.
You heard it here first, guy.
I mean, okay, look at last year's round. I mean, look at last year's. We picked another offensive lineman. We started him.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, "Oh, we shouldn't," but bro, we picked him in the first round, and he's picked for a first round to be that type of thing.
Yes.
Regardless, it'd be depending on we was picking number 32 or 30 in the draft. We're picking number 20 something like that. You know what I'm saying? So
no, you're right.
I mean, and then even in the second round, bro, you're getting picked in the second round. You're probably getting a first rounder graded player. You know what I'm saying? In the second round.
No, you're right. You're right.
So there's a possibility that he's going to be starting behind a veteran player that you have.
Yeah. No,
because you're not drafting another young guy behind another young guy.
No, exactly. You're not doing that.
You're not doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and he's a defensive end. Look what we just lost. DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah, exactly. We had to check that off somewhere.
We got to check that off.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We got somebody that.
How do you feel about his departure from the team?
Bro, it just, hey man, you a great veteran, you're a great guy, but you seen on the news media how it was. You know, I was never going to win the Super Bowl, that type of talk.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, look,
yeah,
man.
It was one of the first announcements that he made when he signed to Carolina.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, and then some of these,
that weak
man,
shit.
bro. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. You can say, hey, man, bro, you had an opportunity to.
Plenty of opportunities,
and you got an opportunity that most people don't have in their lives, bro, to play for the Cowboys or even play NFL, bro.
Yes,
these dudes picked your ass up. They picked you to be that player.
But you weren't.
Bro, but you came out of Boise State.
Say those type of things. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I understand that. Yeah, no, for sure.
Hey, man, you came out of Alabama. You came out of Florida. You came out of.
If you come from a winning culture, then that's a little different. Then I can understand.
You came out of Boise State, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, come on, bro. But that being said,
there you go.
You know that's you kind of said what I was thinking, and I'm happy you said that because, like I said, first thing you do is when you go to another team is to. Talk down on the other one, which makes no sense because you didn't leave just like with hard feelings. It wasn't nothing bad.
You talking about the same guy that told the interviewers that told them that they were gashed or they were tired last year in the playoffs.
Ooh. Yeah,
the same guy that said all that, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I mean by a little bit about but we talked about it the other day about. Bro, you knew you had a dog in that locker room, but know what? You were too prideful to let that man to do what he had to do.
Of course.
And that man had so much respect for you that he let you
run it the way he saw fit.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
If he really was a different guy like everybody say he was, I think he would have slapped the shit at you.
And took control of that locker room. Yeah,
this is my boat now.
Because towards the end of the season, going back to like you said, I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now.
But like you said, going back to it, bro, it really goes to where you can sit back and you can say to yourself, like, Michael Parsons is who you're referring to.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is that you want to have that winning culture, so you need somebody who has that thought, that train of thought, right? And you can see towards the end of the season, some people gave up and some people didn't. And you could tell who was trying and who wasn't. And Michael Parsons, I can at least say that he was trying. Yeah, for sure. There's no question about it.
Right.
But to sit here and leave the team and talk shit and say, oh, I was never going to win a Super Bowl there, and you go to Carolina and you say that, like, come on, man.
I think it was Carolina. I don't know what the fuck you
I think it was, bro. North Carolina, the Carolina Panthers. But what I'm saying is that you sign to them and you think you're going to win a Super Bowl there?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, be for real.
Yeah, you felt some type of way.
Yeah, of course you did. You got shitted on because you asked for something and they didn't think you was worth it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They saving that money for Michael Parsons.
Yeah, which I think they already paid you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? They already paid you.
You already got a contract out of their asses once.
Yeah, already got a contract.
We just couldn't produce the way we needed to. I'm not gonna say it's anybody's fault because
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, he was.
It takes both sides of the ball to do what they need to do.
Yes, he was a good edge rusher. If them dudes ran out to the edge of the ball to the sidelines, you was getting there.
Yeah.
If them dudes ran inside your way, you was tackling. But bro, you getting to the quarterback, that wasn't you, bro.
No, that was never you.
Don't get me wrong. Our defense is a little bit different now to where our linebackers are gonna get them running backs, and our defensive ends are gonna cause pressure and get what we need.
Exactly.
We're not that defense anymore, so I don't think he was a player that we needed anymore.
Well, we were ran by a defensive mind head coach.
Right.
And we couldn't do shit on the defensive side.
Exactly.
So that didn't make any sense. And he wanted to call the plays now, and we let go of a guy, and he goes and wins the Super Bowl with the Eagles. as an assistant coach, as an offensive
offensive coordinator, but our defense coordinator went into the championship.
But I'm saying though, but the whole point of him letting him go was because McCartney was going to start calling offensive plays too, and look how that worked out. Well, that was part of it. You know,
that was some part of it. Yeah, you got to understand
because he wanted a little bit more control of the offense. He wanted to do a more run style offense, and then we didn't even go out and get a running back to do the offense that he wanted.
Yeah.
Which makes no damn sense. But hey, what do I know, right?
I mean, well, that goes the coach and general manager. You know what I'm saying? As a coach, you go to the general manager and you say, "Hey, man, I want this guy, or I think we should need this guy."
Yeah, exactly.
What is good is that if a motherfucking general manager is not gonna listen to you and like, know what? I think I know what
you know what? I'm gonna go the opposite way.
I think I know what I need for this team. Just shut the fuck up and coach.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dad.
Yeah, you feel me?
Come on, son.
And I think that was the case. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, "Fuck, all right, we're gonna go into the season. This fucker right here wanted his team the way he wants the team. All right, well, I'm gonna go in and coach the way I want.
Make sure he wants to run it the way he want to run it.
So I mean, look how it ended. People got hurt.
No, you're right.
No backups. No backups for wide receivers. No backups for running backs.
Whatsoever.
So there you go. The story has it. Here we are.
Yes, sir. That's right. All right. So with that all being said, you know, I want to get to the second question. You know, what do you think about the beginning of next season? Say if everybody comes back healthy, ready to lock and load, and ready to go. What do you see the beginning of the season looking like that? And we ain't got to talk about the whole season because things do happen, but we'll talk about a quarter of that season going into that season.
Bro, I mean, like you said, the way we had it last year, the way things going, bro, I just want to see something. Yes, some noticeable toward. Yes, that is a kaboom. But I mean, like, bro, I want to see something noticeable for me. Like we talked before on formations, bro. Something that's moving the wide receivers here, moving the tight ends here, moving the running backs here, moving that player over here. So the defense are getting, knocked off. Like, hold on, they showed this formation, but
but they're running it.
They're running it.
We thought it was a pass.
They thought it was a pass, but a little different formation of the same old thing. And I don't get me wrong, the old style Cowboys was, hey, look, you know what we're gonna run, but you need.
We're running it down your throat. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing you can do about it. But man, the game has changed so much, bro. It's where you're gonna have to be deceitful. You know what I'm saying?
And you're right. And I will say this too. You're right.
Off a little bit, bro. That's what I want to see, man.
It's going back.
The wins and losses are gonna come regardless. But something, man, to be like, man, they're looking different this year. The way they're playing, the way they're moving, the mannerisms of their bodies.
No, for sure. Because
you know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to see.
The late '90s, it turned into a passing league, right? You know what I'm saying? With Kurt Warner, and all them guys.
Everybody got infatuated with the quarterback. Wow, he could throw down the field. Oh, my God,
yeah. So it was more passing, right? And I think lately, these past couple of years, it's gotten back to the early 90s, where it takes passing and running. Because if you notice, every team that made it to the playoffs and went far into playoffs had a good running back. Had a decent running back. I wouldn't say the best running back, had a decent running back. And I think that's needed now because a lot of people are relying on the pass and they don't have a running back there. I mean, look, this is the first time that I think the old boy from Boise State was like the first running back to get taken off the board, but he was in the top 10 draft. He was the top 10 pick, and it's been a long time since, like you said, it hasn't been like that since Ezekiel Elliott, that's been picked that high. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things to where I feel like it's starting to get back to the early 90s where you needed that passing game and you needed to be even on both sides. You know what I mean? True. That's just what I'm seeing now because a lot of people are going lighter instead of heavier. And
that's a lot of, right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, but you have your trials and tribulations. Like you said, a lot of people was going against with the passing, but man, not everybody can pass like Mahomes. Not everybody can read plays like Peyton Manning.
You're right.
Not everybody can be kind of scrawny looking like Eli Manning, but still throw that.
Jalen Hurts. Not everybody's a Josh Allen.
You're right. Not all of them can be, but there's different styles to where they play. You got to know the type of player. Like Jalen Hurts, don't get me wrong. You seen what I think Philly and them he had to have that running back to offset him throwing.
Yes.
He was no throwing all the time type of guy.
Of course.
Don't get me wrong, man. Just like anybody else during the game, you're going to get tired throwing that damn ball 40
No, for sure. And you're going to get tired of running it. You need somebody to hand it off to and take the load off your back.
Yes,
because Jalen Hurts is a dual quarterback. He can throw. He can throw it. I mean, he can't throw that well, but he can throw it good enough to get it, to get it where it needs to go. But he can also run. Like Lamar Jackson is a hybrid of that. You know what I mean? Like he can just do anything on the field, but sometimes I look at it and I think to myself, like, you have to have that one X factor. And sorry for Lamar Jackson, he just didn't have a tight end.
Right.
You know, the tight end drops the pass, gets hit in the chest. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, a lot of people say, well, you can't win with that style of quarterback. It's hard to win with it. And I guess by Jalen Hurts winning the Super Bowl, he kind of proved that you can win with somewhat of that style.
Well, I mean,
you don't have to be the greatest passer
right
in the league. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be.
Mahomes proved it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
of course,
Showed it.
of course.
You know, Mahomes. You know, a few other players that went to the Super Bowl and done it.
But Mahomes was one of those guys, like you said. He was a big time player in the big time games, and he showed up. You know, so I mean, he had that talent.
So
He had that factor too. Is what I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to
Jalen
say.
as
Yeah.
well too. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
You know, but
I mean, he fell short before.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean, both Patrick Mahomes and him as well.
That's the thing too, and I do notice a difference then in the league as well. As you say, quarterbacks are getting different about throwing and running the ball. Perception as an offensive lineman.
Exactly.
I'm gonna just say the basic perception of offensive lineman that doesn't really know football, doesn't really, offensive lineman is a fat guy that doesn't move around, but is right there, kind of just, you know what I'm saying? Just somebody off the top talking about a guy. I know what I'm about to speak about.
Yeah.
But, just a fat guy, or, you know what I'm saying? That's on the lineman.
No disrespect.
No disrespect. Eating donuts.
Ain't no backhand compliments.
Some big back dude. Just some right there, just holding on. That's not the case anymore, though. These guys, offensive lineman now has to be athletic, physical, strength wise, mobile wise, because these guys on the front line,
Yeah.
Parsons,
Yeah.
you can name them.
Yeah.
Even the defensive tackles, you know what I'm saying? These guys are really bullies and really pushing these offensive linemen out the line.
I mean, when you got
that footwork of offensive linemen has to be the top tier, because now these guys are rushing the pass. You come out.
Oh no, for sure. When you got a linebacker that can run a 4.6, a 4.7 as fast as a running back, what really advantage do you have?
A linebacker,
so you
that's
need
a defensive end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Or
you need
defensive
an
end going
old
into a linebacker.
You need an old line that can run a 5 flat, or a 5 flat, or a 4.9. And some are out there in the draft. This past draft, some were running a 4.9, a 5.1, a 5 flat, which is pretty fast for offensive linemen.
Yes, I mean, yes.
So that's what I'm saying. You're right. The game has got slimmer. You know what I mean? So you got to get quicker, and it's on both sides of the ball, offense and defensive side.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You got to have a quick running back, someone that can pound the ball, and then you got to have a fast wide receiver, someone who can catch the ball.
Right, and then that's why I speak about offensive linemen. I think that's why the game is changing a little bit more. Now these guys are getting more smarter of how to defend off a fast, defensive end or a defensive end or a big, powerful defensive tackle.
Of course.
Offensive linemen are getting smarter now. Okay, I feel a little more comfortable with sitting back line, because I can tell you when Michael Vick was into the league, them offensive linemen ain't how they were then.
No, hell no.
That's why the hell
That's why Michael Vick's highlight reel was the way it was.
Thank you.
Exactly.
My
No, you're right. You're right.
His
You're
answer's
right. You're right.
Right there, bro. Right there, you answered everything.
Yeah,
I needed.
no, for sure.
Right there, bro. Now
that's why some of these quarterbacks just look like, oh my God, he was doing that back then. Like, yeah, but now it don't look like that anymore.
He had to. But now, these offensive linemen, everybody's so now. I mean, it's either now you know ball or you don't.
And I think that was proven. And I'll take it back a little bit, because that was kind of proven that was changing during RG3's era. That the linebackers were getting as fast as the quarterbacks, and they were strong, because look what happened to him, right? And from that point forward, moving from 2013, 14, all the way up
to now, 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
At least 10 years.
Yes.
The game has changed.
The game has changed.
Once again.
Everybody has gotten quicker on both sides of the ball. That's why when people say, they're like, man, he was amazing in college. I just don't know why he didn't work out in the NFL.
Yeah.
Because everybody is just as talented as you.
Right. You don't see those you don't see those big 400 pounders no more.
You don't see him at all no more, baby.
You don't really.
Yes, sir.
On your offensive line, you don't. You kind of look at these guys like, man, he's pretty tall, but he's kind of big at the same time. But hey, these
at
dudes
the same damn time,
tall and big.
At the same damn time.
These dudes ain't short and stubby no more, man.
No,
these dudes are big fellas. You
got somebody 6'7", 6'6", 350 pounds chasing you down. Come on now. They're running a 4.6, a 4.7.
Yes.
Come on now. They're gonna tackle your ass. They breaking something.
So there you go, man. The game has changed, man. And like I said, but I think everybody, hey man, Dak go run now, man. Let's stay in that. Stay in that pocket.
Yeah.
Throw the ball where you need to throw the ball.
Real talk.
Instead of throwing the ball where you think it should go. Nah, throw the ball where it needs to go.
I like that. Throw the ball where it needs to go, not where you think it needs to go.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You know, and that goes off of knowing defense and knowing what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? So,
you're right.
Hey,
You're right.
We in for the long haul, and we Cowboys fans for a reason. You know, that's
Yes,
why
sir.
That's why this show is based on the
Yes,
Cowboys for a
sir.
reason. You know what I'm saying? But
I
we
know
going
you see
worldwide
it.
with this stuff, man.
I
We
know
going
you see it.
We going
I know you
everything.
see it.
We going culture wise with it. We going every sports with it, man.
Yes,
We going
sir.
basketball with it, music
Yes,
with it,
sir.
man. You know, we doing something big. We done locked it in for the first 30 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Now we about to lock it
and
in
if you're
for
looking
another
at your
30 minutes,
cameras,
you know
if
what
you're
I'm
looking
saying?
at your screen, it ain't wrong, baby. This is the new hour episode,
New hour
man.
episode. So we
That's
gonna get
right.
everything out the way. We
We're
done
trying
got
to
the
bring
boys out the
everything
way.
to you because we know it's been a while since you seen the child.
Since
you know
seen
what I'm
the boys,
saying?
man. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
You know.
But, with all that being said, don't forget to check out the 10-2 podcast on
baby.
YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe.
Baby. Come
like
on,
I
man.
said,
Break
you
it
can
up,
also
top it
hit
up,
us
you know
up
what I'm
at
saying?
the 10-2 podcast
Yeah.
979 at gmail.com. That's the 10-2 podcast
Yes, you
at
feel me?
979
Hey.
gmail.com.
You feel
Like
me?
I said, hit us up on YouTube, the 10-2 podcast.
Yeah.
All right, like, share, and subscribe, guys. Make sure to put that thumbs up and make sure to put that subscribe button.
Yeah.
And everybody else you put on, if you want them to hear the real, tell them to hit that button too.
Yeah.
The more there is, the more we bring to you.
Tell them too, baby.
Yes,
Tell 'em, tell 'em.
sir. Yes, sir. Now, with all that being said, brother, let's get into some of that NBA because right now the playoffs is going on, right? And I guess you're already the playoffs, and I guess you're already down to those top, or what do they call it, the Elite Eight. Yes, sir. On the West Coast, you got
West Coast, baby.
At the West Coast, I guess you still got the Rockets and Golden State fighting it out right now, but
Game
the
7,
Timberwolves
baby.
are waiting for
H-time,
them.
the moon, baby.
You
Let's
got
go.
Oklahoma and Denver going at it.
Yes, sir.
And then you're gonna have on the East Coast, you're gonna have the Cleveland Cavaliers go against the Boston Celtics and Indiana, and then you're gonna have the Boston Celtics go against
New York.
the New York Knicks. Oh, classic right there, right? But I know you see it. You know what I'm saying? I know you see it. And that's kind of what we want to start off right there. You know what I'm saying? So we want to kind of start off. So right now,
Like the comments.
tonight's game, and this will be
Game 7.
airing after the game is already
yeah,
over. We hoping the Rockets
hopefully
get a win.
wins. Hopefully we get
yes,
in
sir.
for
It's
this
tied
week.
3-3. Golden State and the Houston
week.
Rockets.
Round 2, baby.
Things are changing out there, man. The game has changed. You know what I'm saying? These young bucks are now taking over.
Right.
A lot of these older cats are already getting first round out like it's nothing. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
man.
They're retiring
You know
them boys as quick as they can. You know what I'm saying? So
It's a new era, man.
yes, sir. It's a new era, man. A new time, a new beginning. But with all that being said, man, what do you think right now about the Rockets being tied up 3-3 with Golden State? And what do you think about the games night being Game 7 of the NBA playoffs?
First round.
And what's waiting for them, which is those Timberwolves.
Ant-Man.
With the Ant-Man.
Which that would be even the great.
Ant-Man, Batman, Superman, Legacy 5.
Legacy 5. Hey, man.
That boy a fool, man.
I ain't saying Shannon said it. Shannon
I ain't
said
say
it.
it. Shay said it.
Shay.
Shay, you acting a fool out there. Stop it, Shay.
Come on, man.
Come on, Shay.
Come on, Pops.
That's right. Come on,
Come on, man. Nah, you breaking the ball. Yeah, real talk.
Yes, sir. But what do you think about tonight, man, being
Nah,
Game
processing,
7?
man. You know,
what are you thinking? What are you expecting from Rockets? Because it's in H-Town tonight.
Hey, man. Hey, I don't care what anybody say. I'm gonna set this off straight. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, die hard, man. But you know what? I still
Yes,
rock with the
sir.
H-Town.
Yes,
I
sir.
still rock with the
Any team out of
Rockets.
Texas.
Yeah,
You know
any
what I'm
team out of
saying?
Texas. I don't give a fuck
I'm
where you
from
from.
Texas.
I'm
Like
from
you
Bryan,
said.
Texas. So I can
That's
like
right.
who I want to like.
From that Bryan, Texas.
If I was from Houston, it may be a different story. If I was from Dallas, maybe a different story.
That's
But no,
right.
I'm from Bryan, Texas.
That's
so I
from
can like
Bryan,
both
Texas,
teams.
home of them fighting
You know what I'm
Aggies,
saying?
man.
And the Aggies, you feel me?
Texas
Shout out to them
A&M
boys,
Aggies, man.
baseball team, basketball
Bryan,
team to make it
Texas
all the way
College
to
Station.
the dance. But you know how it goes. But back
Yes,
to the
sir.
Rockets, man. I got to feel, man, we got a young squad. It's been a long time coming, man, bro. We done had several first round picks, several first round
I like
draft
that. It's
picks,
been
you
a
know what I'm saying? It's been a long
long
time. It's been a long time coming.
Long time
You know, sing it for me,
coming,
you
but
feel
I
me?
know.
That's right.
Change
But here we are.
gonna come.
Oh yeah, change came, and here we are, second round.
That's right, brother.
Second seed in the league right there. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
right.
A young squad. We got young players. You know that all coming together. You know, I could name them right now, but y'all might not even know them.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. That's right.
That's how
Pass
the
your
Rockets
prime,
are.
Pass your time.
Yeah, for real talk.
Pass your time.
But you gotta be up with the Rockets to know the Rockets, and man, and follow them. What type of team they are? A young team playing against a
I know
Golden
you
State
see it.
team. You know what I'm saying? A Golden State team that is full with everything you could think of.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, their time has come already.
Well, their time
You know
has
what I'm saying?
passed.
The time has passed.
The
You know
time
what I'm
has
saying?
passed.
You got Curry up in there. You got Green up in there. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You
No,
got,
for sure. I mean,
playoff Butler. You know what I'm saying?
they
He
have
was
their
still doing
runs.
what he's doing.
They have their chances.
And the chances
It is
was
what it is.
Game 6, bro. Everybody knew. I can guarantee you, even I knew kind of. And I'm a diehard Rockets fan. I was like, fuck, we gonna have a hard time in Game 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was totally opposite.
Yeah, no, I mean, I
So,
talked about
man,
it
believe
before
me, bro,
because
I was like, man,
a
here
lot,
we go.
a lot
We
of people
pull it
asked
out,
me
bro.
that question. They were like, man, what do you think about the Rockets, man? What do you think about what's going on with Golden State? And how you feeling about Game 6? I said, man, be honest with you, the Rockets have the youth and they have the legs.
Yeah, they do.
You know, and if as long as they can keep running, like tonight, they're gonna have to keep running and running and running. They're gonna have to tire Golden State down.
Right.
That's the only way they're gonna win tonight. They're gonna have to keep running on defense,
And don't
keep
make
running on
mistakes,
offense.
man. Don't make
And a lot of
mistakes.
people
No
forget that the
turnovers.
Houston Rockets finished second in
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah.
So the defense is there.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And some of these games, they're coming up by 20, 30 points by halftime.
Yeah,
I
right.
think in Game 5 it was
Yes.
32 to
Yes.
55 by halftime.
Each game, bro, that they
6 it was
lost-
I think it was 31 to like 47, 46 by halftime.
I think, yeah. Each
know.
game that they lost, if you add up all the points that they lost by, no more than 10 points, bro.
Of course.
Each game only lost by 10, all
Yes.
of them by 10, bro.
Yes,
In
exactly.
one game, if we all made all of our free throws, bro, we'd
Oh,
be
no,
winning.
for sure.
We won the series already.
I mean, like you said, the defense is there.
It's
You
there,
just
yeah.
got to make sure that you contribute on
We
the
got-
offense.
and don't get me wrong, we
And-
got a coach,
and
bro.
Green in
We got
game,
a coach.
I think in game 4 or game 5, Green shot for eight points.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't
And
have
that's-
that from your all-star player. You can't have that from somebody of that caliber. You know what I mean?
You would think he's an all-star player because he is that.
Yeah.
But bro, we got some other guys that are pretty young that could be just as well as good
Oh
as
no,
him.
for sure. Number 28, he a
28
beast.
Amon,
That's a unicorn
you know what I'm
right
saying?
there. Yeah.
You know, the other twin.
Yes, sir.
The other,
Twin,
the twin
where
that
have
has
you
his brother that
been?
playing in Detroit. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
The Thompson twins. You know what I'm saying? That guy right there, he could be coming up. You know what I'm saying? He was he was from
sir.
Oakland. He was talking about how he used to went to go to Golden State games and all that other stuff. So
That's
that,
right.
you know, hey, that dude got some passion to want to beat these guys. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
no,
So
for
that,
sure,
that
bro.
tells you a lot.
Yeah, no, for
So,
sure.
I
You
mean,
grow up looking up to some of these players. Some of these players were on their
watching
wall.
Curry, going
Yes.
to Curry's camp.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
here you are playing against the dude.
Exactly. Now it's your chance to retire them.
Yes,
Put them, put them down.
I mean, no, and then you talking about these guys retiring, bro. And everybody that's out there that our generation, bro. I think we're very, very privileged to watch great decades of this after Jordan. Don't get me wrong.
No, for sure. From 2003 all the way to
2000, I'm
2025.
gonna say 2000, bro.
Yeah, early 2000
early
till now.
2000 to now, bro.
We've been blessed. Our
Blessed to
generation's
witness.
been blessed to see Tracy
Great-
McGrady,
great players.
Allen
Not
Iverson,
just one, bro. Not
Vince
just one.
Carter,
Not just one.
You know,
Great players.
exactly, and a lot of them going off at the end of their careers. Reggie Miller, Patrick,
Steve Nash.
oh,
you know
for
what I'm
sure,
saying? You
man.
talking
Kobe
about
Bryant,
Kobe Bryant, you know what I'm
LeBron
saying?
James. I
LeBron.
mean, we got to see in those
Tim
decades,
Duncan.
bro. There was always a player, there was a superstar, and there was great at it.
Right, Latrell
Like you
know
said,
what I'm
you know, when
saying?
Jordan left, we got Kobe. When Kobe started going downhill, we got LeBron.
Got
You know what I'm
LeBron.
saying? Now LeBron's going out, we're gonna get Jason Tatum and you know
Tatum,
these new guys, Mitchell,
Ant-Man,
you know,
Mitchell,
Ant-Man
you
and
know
all
what I'm
them.
saying?
Yes,
You got
exactly,
Green,
bro.
you got- I name a couple of other new guys.
No,
that
I
coming
mean
in the
that's
mix,
why
you
I
know
said
what I'm
we were blessed to see Carmelo Anthony play. I mean, and
Carmelo
during
Anthony,
during
yeah.
that time, every team had a star player.
Kevin Garnett from
Tim
Paul
Duncan,
Pierce,
Romano
Allen Iverson.
Ginobili, Tony
Allen
Parker.
Iverson, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The list, Stephon
Yeah,
Marbury, Kevin
yeah.
Garnett.
Kevin Garnett,
Like you
yeah.
said,
The
bro,
list
we've
goes
been
on with them
very,
guys,
very
yeah.
blessed, bro, to watch some of these athletes play their whole careers and finish the way they finished. You know I felt something when Kevin Garnett won with Paul Pierce and Ray Allen.
Right,
Just
right.
seeing the struggle that he won to. Never got out the first round with the Timberwolves.
Right.
Never made it to an NBA championship or even a Western Conference final. To see him finish the way he finished his career, well, at least win a championship before he finished his career was awesome to see, man. Because everybody knows that's a hard thing to get.
Yeah.
But you know, with that being said,
that's why I wanted to
what do you think about tonight? And
Tonight,
do you see the Rockets pulling it out, man?
Hey man, we gotta pull it out. I think we all gonna pull it out. H-Town, stand up, baby. Hopefully this week y'all see
H-Town.
it. Hey, Ken Folk, tell them where we from, baby. H-Town. You already know what I'm talking about, but
Yes,
you know what it
sir.
is, baby. You know what
Yes,
I'm saying? Hey, we
sir.
pulling one through for the H. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so the boys got it
sir.
at 7. Don't get me wrong, Minnesota's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
I can't really speak on that until I see game one.
Of course.
We win.
Yeah, no doubt. Because
But I ain't gonna speak on
Minnesota
that.
got some pack of dogs too.
Yes, they got some dogs. They got
sir.
Sinners. They got old boy.
They got some wolves, we would
Wolves,
say. You know what I'm saying? They got some wolves with them too.
Yeah, real talk.
You know
But
what I'm
I'm thinking they're gonna pull this one out, man. They showed a lot
No, for sure.
in game 6, bro. They could have easily just been scared, like, damn, man, these are the Golden State
They
Warriors.
didn't lay down though.
They didn't lay down,
bro.
They did not, bro.
They
They
took
did
it
not.
to them.
Mhm.
And like I said, you got them legs, you got that youth, bro. It's
Come on,
behind
bro.
you.
Yeah.
Use it to
Come
your
on, man.
ability.
And don't let that boy Draymond get you
These-
punked to
I mean,
anything,
Adams
man.
is
That
playing
boy
like
gonna
a
do what
beast
he-
right
yes.
now.
Yes, Sagoon.
That's what I'm saying.
That boy, that
oh,
center, man.
and that's what I'm saying.
Playing,
Book and Green, like them two playing against each other, bro. That's like a
Dylan Brooks,
match
of
made
course. Yeah,
perfectly,
yeah.
bro. You got two guys who act a fool, and hopefully they act like that with each other tonight. You know what I'm saying? You shove my guy, I'm shoving your guy.
Right,
you
right,
push
right.
me, I'm pushing
Right,
you
right,
back.
right.
And
Yeah,
that's what
there's
the
no
Rockets.
tomorrow,
And I'm
yeah.
happy
No
that the
tomorrow,
Rockets got that type of player on their team.
Yeah.
They're saying, hey, bro, you ain't bullying us like that, bro.
Yeah,
You ain't
bullying
punking
him,
us
yeah.
off the block
Right.
like that, bro. You got me fucked up. You ain't doing that. We fighting for that. You come down for that rebound, I'm taking that. I'm going at it.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. The Rockets have been missing that, bro, for a long time. We've always had those. You always had those teams that were like, man, right there, and it falls apart. And CP
Well,
and James Harden know what I'm talking about against
Yeah.
the Golden State
Yeah,
Warriors being
Well,
up
that's why
1-3
that's why I'm
against the
laughing. You know,
Warriors.
that's why I'm laughing. I'm like, man, we had those teams, but we was blessed with James Harden. We didn't know what James Harden could have been and would have been. You know, when we traded for him, he was a six man.
No, you're right. He was a six man.
He was a six man off the team. You know, we didn't know
He wasn't an all-star yet.
He wasn't an all-star yet. His potential was very, very unknown.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and then till he came in and showed us what he could really do.
I like that. His potential was very unknown.
Honestly, when they traded for him, I was like, maybe he's good for it. Maybe
Yeah.
he's good to build off of.
Exactly.
And what was that? He was the piece to build off of.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's what it ended up
to
being. Yeah,
help
and
out,
we
you
and we
feel me?
couldn't find nothing to. By the time Dwight Howard came and those guys showed up, bro, it was already too late. You know what I mean? CP3.
Yeah, but the stardom and
CP3
everything.
came.
Yeah, the stardom and everything of James Harden went to his head once he started getting Dwight and how that ended, because them boys could have went. I think they almost went. Well, they went to the conference finals. They went to the conference
they
finals.
lost to Golden State.
They lost to Golden State, and then
That's when James Harden was tired and they threw him the ball and the ball hit his knee and it went out of bounds when he came down court.
yeah, they went down
Yeah.
court, and that was that. Yeah,
Yeah, that was that
of course.
game, yeah.
yeah. But now I was speaking about that was the like the last of hey man, fuck it, I'm gonna be who I
Oh
want to
yeah,
be.
no, I'm just gonna start busting. I'm going for
Busting,
scoring
doing
titles now. I
titles,
really
yeah,
don't
yeah.
give a shit if I win the championship
Right.
here. I tried my best.
I
It didn't
tried my
happen.
best. That was
I'm
game
just playing for a
7,
contract
and it was
now.
a fucking game 7.
Oh
Western
no, for
Conference,
sure,
in
for
Houston,
sure, in H-Town,
in H-Town.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
what
what
I'm saying. No,
So
just like tonight.
I mean,
like tonight.
Well, I mean, that being said, it proves a lot now that I can't get mad because you know
And I'm
what? At
hoping-
James Harden, this dude has lost. I think 4 other franchises that he lost 7 games. He lost against the Clippers 7 games. He went down to what is that? On the East Coast, the 76ers, they went in game 7.
Of course, yeah.
It went down to the Nets, they went and lost. Every game 7 he's played, he's lost. So
Well, that's the thing. You know,
I don't feel bad that we lost our game 7s now.
No,
That's
no.
all I'm saying.
No, I mean it happens, and like I said,
This dude's been losing
like
all
one
kinds
guy,
of game
like
7s,
one guy
man.
said, when the playoffs comes, James Harden comes up missing. You know what I'm saying? You got to put a BPA
Game
out
7,
for him.
Game
But-
7 he
but-
does.
But
Every other game he might not, but game
Of course.
7's missing. Bro.
of course, and that's
Missing,
what
bro.
I'm trying to say. Like tonight, if the Rockets can pull it off, which we hope they can pull it off,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They'll be the first team in NBA history in a playoff
Mm-hmm.
to come back down from 3-1 and win the series. Yes. Now LeBron did it in the
let's take
in the
that back.
championships, right?
Let's take that back.
Okay, well, who was the first team? And if it was, it had to have been recently. I mean,
it
of course, you know what I mean. So,
Well, I can tell you're not a Rocket fan. Just kidding.
yeah,
2016 against the Clippers, man. We came back 3-1. We came back 3-1 against Blake Griffin and CP3. We came back
Of course.
3-1 and
Well,
won
then
that
that's
series.
probably what it was, because it is the Rockets that would be breaking their own record.
Yes, it is. It is the Rockets that came back from 3-1 against the
All right,
Clippers.
guys,
and
y'all
we
look
won
that up. Fact check that.
Fact check that.
Yeah,
If
that's
it is,
right.
just- I know. I'm not.
You said against the LA Clippers, right?
Yes, the LA Clippers who came back 3-1. You know, we were down 3-1. We won that
All right,
series.
got
You know,
you. Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's what. That's the thing about broke up. That's what broke up the Clippers.
Got you.
We broke them up that first round. You know, that whatever.
Who was playing at that time? CP3,
CP3, Blake Griffin,
and DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan. They had
you.
that squad.
Got you.
That was that squad.
And the Lakers. I mean, I'm sorry, the Rockets came back and beat them, and
Yeah.
which broke up that squad.
Squad was James Harden.
LA Clippers.
We had a bunch of just bunch of guys that all came together. We had Josh Smith from the Atlanta Falcons, but he how good he was.
He was already.
I'm talking about the power forward.
You talking about Tucker? I think Tucker played on that team that year.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Corey Brewer. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not questioning it because, like I said, I know the Rockets did have some good teams.
Yeah,
they just couldn't finish the job.
Just couldn't finish the job.
That
was the only time. That was the only time of Game 7 that they did pull through. But like a big Game 7, James Harden doesn't pull through.
No, he never pulls through. I mean, like you said just now with Denver and the Clippers. Yeah. That was Game 7, wasn't it?
Game 7.
And Denver's what? In the second round?
Yeah, second round. Bro, they had,
like you said, it was never a mistake.
Exactly. That's the NBA. It's NBA. Don't get me wrong. The NBA has a bright future, though. I'm not going to lie. Shout out to the WNBA.
Shout out to that boy John Morant. You know what I'm talking about?
John Morant, you know what I'm saying? But, them boys do. And shout out to the women's basketball. I think it's grown, too, in the major sports.
For sure,
they're getting looked at a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talking about Kaylin Reese. That's good that they're getting talked about. And that's
more
good.
Kaylin, but you're right.
That's good that they more Kaylin, but she's a ball player.
No, she a hooper. She a hooper. She a hooper for the scooper.
I mean, she knows what she has to do, and that's hoop.
Exactly.
Everything else,
that's all. It's gonna speak for itself.
It's gonna speak for itself.
It's gonna speak for itself.
Don't get me wrong.
No, for
and
sure.
That's what I like about women's basketball. And let's give it with props. We need to be proud too. You know what I'm saying? You have a little girl, which I don't, but I'll give it out to all of the girls.
She a hooper, scooper
She a hooper too. So you know how she ball. You know what I'm saying? So just to see them in the lights like that, man. Hey, there you have it, man. Young girls and out there in the world, y'all can ball too. Don't be afraid to ball against don't be afraid to ball against your boyfriend or your cousins, man. Go out there and ball. You know what I'm saying? So do what you got to do. But shout out to the NBA, WNBA, and hey, they got a big bright future, man.
How that boy said, we gonna ball like there ain't no floor. That's right, baby.
You about to be fouled.
That's right. We gonna shot till we can't shot no more.
Yeah, baby.
They say money can't buy love. They lying.
Okay, we going there.
Lying.
We going there.
If you riding around singing in the whip, they lying.
Yeah. You go there with that. It's all a dream, man.
That boy said if they riding around singing in they whip, they lying. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That boy said shots fired.
Shots fired, man. I go 10-2 podcast, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about why we don't see them no more. Because they was never around to begin with.
Real talk.
They was never around to begin with.
Hey, we getting there now.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? We getting somewhere
baby.
now.
Hot like spice.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? But a think twice.
You hear me?
You know what I'm saying? But with all that being said, don't forget to go check out that 10-2 podcast. That's
baby.
the 10-2 podcast.
Hour-long show.
At YouTube.com.
You checking your time. Yes, we going on, baby.
Yes, sir. We going on. This is an hour episode right here. We're going to talk about the draft. We're going to talk about the NFL. We're going to talk about the NBA. And we're probably going to talk about a little bit of music in there, too, about it short of at the end of the hour. You know what I'm saying?
Break it down, man.
Like you said, I'm trying to break it down.
Break it down a little something, man.
So I know, brother. I know, brother. With that leading off, man. I know a while back, man. I know you got to check out that Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? And I want your
Grand National Tour, man.
If y'all get a chance, tour for sure.
It's not in Texas anymore, but y'all get a chance to fly out to any of them states or any of them cities, man. It's a must, man.
It's a must.
This dude is doing stadium tours, man.
Yes,
there's no arenas. There's no nightclubs. This is
sir.
Stadium tours, bro. This dude sold out the whole Texas A&M. Texas A&M.
Hey, how that boy
AT&T
Kelly said,
Stadium.
while y'all doing clubs, I'm doing arenas.
Yeah. And this dude doing stadium tours.
Tell me,
bro.
have you seen
me? So he packed out the whole Cowboy Stadium, bro.
No, for sure, man. Yeah, no doubt. I saw that for sure, man.
I felt the vibe. I felt the energy, man. Regardless, hey, man, Drake is Drake. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, of course.
But you know what? Kendrick is the culture. Kendrick is us, bro. Kendrick is what we've been through.
Yes, sir.
Kendrick is what we live.
Not like us.
You know what I'm saying? Kendrick is
not like us.
Yes. Kendrick is how we've been raised, bro. This is how we, you know what I'm saying? We know the game. We know the streets.
No, for sure. I mean,
we know the code.
Real recognize real, like they said.
Recognize real.
Real recognize real.
Recognize real.
You want to get in the club and dances, you know what to put on. You want to get in that car and ride?
Exactly, bro.
You know what to put on, brother.
This
is a different
picture, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro. You know the difference now. You know the difference now. If you didn't know the difference before, like, man, I don't know if he's a... No, you know the difference now, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
You know the difference now.
Somebody that said about, not knowing so much about Kendrick and learning about Kendrick, there you go.
Yes, sir.
And I think that's the message that all across the board, that's where he wanted to make it.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure, man.
The difference of who makes music and who makes music for who.
That's right.
You make music to dance, okay, that's cool, my brother.
That's what I'm saying.
But if you make music for people out there that's in the struggle, people out there that's doing what they do in everyday life, and everybody that thinking, man, that man right there makes so many $1 million.
Yes,
you don't know what I'm going through.
Like you said.
Damn, man. If I people, I know one verse for a song that I take, man. If I can't find God, I know I can find him through a song.
Hey,
man. Real talk.
Hey, like old school told me, he said, I don't know much about that Lamar, but I know some damn Pac. But I know when I hear me some Pac.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's right. And that's right.
And like you said, you can't find them. You gonna find something through a song.
And I know when I hear something, bro, that sounds like Pac, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I know when something's genuine and real because, like I said, I listen to the real.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? For sure.
Yes,
straight up. You know what I'm saying?
But hey, man, y'all get a chance, man.
Like
it was
said,
live.
Who knows what tomorrow brings, baby?
Hey, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. We're gonna try to put some videos out. Hey, but if you see me singing and dancing, man, excuse me, man. But you know, it's gonna be some videos.
Yes, sir.
That other video to show
like I said, you got a chance to see it live and direct,
bro. Not like us,
you know what I'm saying?
Man,
like
every song
we broadcasting live from the blockest little brain.
Man, you know, I had my little boy calling me live and wanted to see the whole show. You know what I'm saying? And he even felt the energy from the
FaceTime. You know what I'm talking about? Real talk.
So you know what I'm saying? You had everybody dancing. You know what I'm saying? You had everybody from culture, and this is from Dallas.
So what would you rate the show from 1 to 10?
A 10, bro. You know,
10? All right.
I mean, I'll tell you like this, man. My spirit was still there when I left the show.
Ooh, I know that's right, brother. I know that's right,
man, my
brother.
spirit was still there when he left the show, bro. That's how he laid it down.
Boy, dancing in the parking lot.
And that's how she laid it down as an R&B singer.
No,
you
for
talking
sure.
about a rapper and an R&B singer.
What was her name? SZA.
SZA. I mean, hey, I follow her from a very long time too. SZA. For those y'all old motherfuckers that know how to spell,
exactly.
SZA.
SZA. That's right.
What is her name?
That's right. It's Sizzles.
I mean, but you know, they go all the way back with several tracks, but the main track that everybody attracted was All the Stars by Panther from Black Panther, the soundtrack.
Yes.
If you heard that song, that was a major song for that movie.
Yes.
And that was them doing that track and really, you know, building on
bringing it back to life.
Bringing it back to life, bringing the relationship. Because they're from the same label, TDE, Top Dog Entertainment.
Yes.
There's,
which is owned by Interscope Records.
Interscope Records and a dude that's from Compton, I don't even know if he's an ex-blood that just came together and built a company now.
Yeah. Top Dog and all them boys.
Yeah, them boys all come together, you know, build a whole record label. Bam, here they are.
Sure. Here they are, man. You know what I'm saying? Dreams can come true.
Dreams can come true, bro. And that's what he's putting out there, bro. It just don't matter how you do it and what you do. Just be true to it, man.
That's right.
Just be true to what you do, and I guarantee you.
Just be true to what you do.
Recognize going real, man. Don't
just
fake
be true
the funk.
to what you do.
Exactly, man. Don't fake the funk, man.
Don't
just be
fake
real
it,
with
my
it. Look at us
brother.
right here. We on this show, 10-2 Podcast. We give it to you raw and uncut, real, trill, whatever you want to say.
Baby.
We're giving it to you how we are, how we live, bro.
Yes, sir.
If you know us, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you know us, you know where we come from.
Like that boy 50 said, if you see us in the street, you know how to holler out G unit. You feel me? Real talk. So if you see me in the streets, you know how to holler at 10-2. 10-2, that's right, baby. That's that 10-2 right there.
Real talk, bro. Like I said, man, and I give it a 10, man. If I say,
no, for sure, bro.
Looking at your cameras as a family, as a couple, whatever you want to do.
No.
They got a nice show out there in Las Vegas that's coming up in a couple of months or a couple of weeks.
No, and like I said, I mean, you got to see it live in effect, man. Straight broadcasting from the block.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask you because not many people get those type of experiences, man. Not many people get those opportunities to go and see those type of events.
Very blessed. I'm gonna say I was blessed
by a very special rapper. You know what I'm saying? By a very special person. Let's just say that because I think he's bigger than just a rapper.
Right now, yes.
You know what I'm saying? He's a poet. He's poetry. He's everything inside that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. There you go.
He's trying to become the reincarnation of Pac. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to find that voice. Yes. No, for sure, bro. That voice. That voice. Not just for you or for me, for everybody.
Pac had that voice. What are you trying to get?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had it for everybody.
Right.
And that's why I wanted to ask you, man, because if people don't have a chance to check out his music, go check it out. If people haven't had a chance to see him in live, I want people to get that understanding, man. And like you said, it was a 10 out of 10. It was worth seeing. It was worth the time.
Right.
You felt like the show affected you in a way to where, like you said, you felt like your soul was still left there when you walked out the door. Right, you know what I'm saying? And that's real powerful.
That is, bro.
No, for real. And that's why I said, man, looking back, I think that it was just a matter of time before that outshined what we were already used to.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You can only listen to that for so long before you start saying,
bro, there you go.
Everybody's like, they just want to see him lose and they just want to. I mean, it's just a matter of time, man. It's going to get played out. I mean, it's just when it does.
Don't get me wrong, man. I was going through my emotions and feelings and listening to Drake, man. But times pass, man. I'm all about take care of my business now.
That's right.
I don't want to hear about somebody singing about what they went through and how I'm kind of going through shit. Nah, man. I want to be big built.
You want to be inspired.
Inspired, bro.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? All that was fun. And then seeing dancing and all that stuff. But what was it for? Here we are. Are we gonna still keep dancing or what? Are we gonna do something about what we doing right now?
Yeah, no doubt.
We're gonna do something about what we facing right now.
Like somebody said in a good analogy term, what are you gonna do? Dance around the problem still?
Exactly.
That's basically what you're doing.
Yes. There you go.
When you're listening to that, you're just dancing around the problems.
bro.
That's
it.
You're not facing them. You're not taking direct. You're not taking the chances to address. You're not having the voice to speak.
Yes, that's real.
For the ones who can't be spoken for.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what it really is, man. And
listen to it, baby. Listen. Yes.
Yes, sir. Stop. Check it out. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Everybody loves to dance. Everybody always, like you said, man, everybody at the end of the day, you stop that song, man, what the fuck is gonna solve your problems?
Another one.
That's
yeah,
right.
hey, man, know what? This song made me feel good. Know what? I'm gonna do something about how I feel today.
Yes. I'm gonna make a difference.
I'm gonna make a difference.
I'm gonna make
man.
a change.
Hey, man, you know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
That dollar I gave that little kid, I know he about to go buy ice cream or something with it. You know what I'm saying?
No, real talk, bro. You
that
know,
dollar I gave to a stripper, man, that bitch gonna
you know, you want to get back to your community, and you
Yeah,
want to
man.
get back to
Yeah.
you know, to people who really care. You know,
Yeah, man.
shout out, you know, to GK Studios,
Yeah,
because
GK,
you know they
shout
do,
out, man.
they
They
do
doing
that
that.
around
They're doing the
Christmas.
same,
yes,
bro. Yes.
for sure. You know,
Yeah.
they do donations for toys. They do
Yes.
donations during
GK
Christmas
Studios,
and during
yeah.
the holidays, man. And you know, you can only be
Gatekeepers,
grateful
man.
and be blessed to
Yeah.
have people like that are willing to take
Real
the
talk,
time,
yeah.
man, and bring that to the forefront for people who aren't as fortunate,
Right.
and who don't have what they have. You know, and you know, we're one of those people too, man. You know, we want to get local artists on here. We want to get people,
There you
you
go.
know, to
Yeah,
send
yeah,
us
yeah.
their music.
Local
We want to
artists,
get
yes.
people to get their voices heard.
Yes,
with all
yes.
that being said, man,
Right.
if you're a local artist out there in Bryan College Station and you
Artists.
want to get your music heard and you want to get on
Graphic designer,
you know, and whatever you
man.
are, whatever entrepreneur you
Yes,
are,
there you
whatever
go.
you're
Yeah,
trying to take,
yeah,
man.
there you go, man.
We're
Yeah.
willing to take on all challenges
Come
and all
holler at us,
sizes,
man.
man.
Yes.
Because this is what we about, man. We
Yes.
about standing behind our community, and we trying to help people get their
Right,
voices
right,
heard, and we're trying to get people out there. Hopefully, this can help your business, or this can
Yes,
help
you
your
got
company, or
businesses
this
out
can
there,
help
man.
your
Yes,
life.
let's work together, man. Let's promote your businesses, man.
Yes,
if
sir.
you're a young, inspired person, like, hey, man, I want to help
Yes,
y'all
sir.
with graphics. I
Yes,
want
sir.
to help y'all with
That's right.
marketing, man. I want to help y'all with hey, I
That's
want
right.
to help y'all set up a new account or
That's right.
anything, man. We accept all that, man. We're
That's
doing
right.
this right now. This is why this hour show is gonna be an hour. It's gonna keep on. That's why we keep on doing it, bringing people in for
Yes, sir.
interviews.
Yes, sir.
Young artists. I'm talking about artists that does painting, an artist that does music, an artist
right.
on piano, an artist
That's
that
right.
does anything that they think they could put it out here for Brazos.
That's right.
Brazos County, man, Brazos Valley, man. Let's do it. Let's get
That's
it
right.
together, man.
We
This
want to
is
hear.
what
We want to
fo-
hear about what you got
Hey,
going on. We want to know what you
I
got
think
going
we laid
on.
down the foundation. We seen what we doing now.
That's
Here we
right.
go. We building
That's
the house
right.
now. We laying down the concrete. Here we go.
Yes,
Putting
sir. That's right. We
feel me?
put in the walls
We
now.
putting the walls now,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Yeah,
We finna
yeah.
set
You
up
know
the
what I'm
roof.
saying?
We
Sure.
finna set up the roof. We putting up the walls. We
Yeah.
doing it all, man. And that's why I tell people, man. You know,
Yeah, there you go. Speak on it.
for
Speak on
every
it.
dark night, there's always
Speak
a
on
brighter
it.
day
There you
after
go.
that.
My boy
And you
gonna
know,
speak.
and if you wanna get yourself heard, man, and you wanna like he said, put your music out there, put your business out there, put your company out there, put what you're trying to do, or whatever movement you might have going on, whatever thoughts that you might have. You know, make sure to hit us up, man, and comment below on this episode, man. Make sure to, you know, to send your opinions in, man. Make sure to get in touch with us at the 102 podcast 979
Yeah, no
at
doubt, man.
gmail.com. That is the 102 podcast 979 at gmail.com.
Right.
You'll see that at the bottom of your
Yes.
screen. Make sure to
Email
hit
us,
us
man.
up on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe and like.
Yeah.
That's the 102 podcast.
Right, yeah.
On YouTube. That's the 102 podcast.
Send us a friend request on Facebook. If you see us out there on the street, man, don't
Yes,
hey,
sir.
man, I'm a
Hit
cool
us up on
person.
Facebook at the 102 podcast.
Yes,
That's
you know what I'm
right.
saying? See my boy out there in the street, see me out there in the street, don't be hesitate to come
Like you
shake my
said,
hand. Hey,
represent
man.
for the president,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? Some come out
And maybe
there and say, what's up,
there's
man?
some things that you might be going through that you
Right.
might want to get heard. Put
Right.
your opinion on there.
Right.
There might be some topics that y'all might want us to talk about. This is what this hour episode's about.
Yes.
It's about expanding us.
Yes.
It's about
We're covering it
letting
all, man.
people
We're
know.
covering it all, yeah.
We're not just standing on one forefront talking about sports. We're not just gonna stand on one forefront and just talk about music. We want
Right.
to talk about everything.
Everything,
You
man.
know, we want people to
We are the culture.
to start exactly. We want people to start stepping up and doing
Yeah,
their
real
part.
talk,
And
yeah.
so it makes us want to step up
Right.
and do our
Yeah.
part, and then probably inspire somebody else to step up and do their part.
Real
Like
talk,
he
yeah.
said, we are the culture.
Yeah.
We are what's going on now.
Real talk.
So this is our lives. We're going to the next step.
Yes,
The way we leave this world
Yes.
is the way we live to our children.
real talk.
You know?
Boy, preaching. Let's go.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It takes a man
Real-
to be a man.
yes, real
Remember
talk.
that.
Real talk. Real
Every
recognize
child needs
real.
a father in the household. Don't never forget
Hey,
that.
man, yeah.
You know? But with all that being said, man,
Let's
we
go.
want to thank
Let's
y'all
give it.
for taking
Come
the
on,
time
let's take off. Let's take
to
off.
tune
Let's
in
take
to
off.
the 10-2
It's the end of the show, baby. It's
and
the
I
end of
hope
the show.
you stay tuned for
You
this
know what I'm
whole
saying?
hour.
Yes.
For this whole
Whole
hour,
hour.
so you could get this great
Yeah,
message
we gonna knock
at
it
the
out,
end
man.
of this episode.
Yeah, I know you gotta
gonna-
watch the end.
You
though.
gotta
That
watch
was
the
lovely,
end,
man.
though. It
Hey,
doesn't
we
work
got
unless
real
you
at
watch
the
it.
end. That's how it really gets.
That's right. It gets real at
It
the
get
end.
real at the end, baby.
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying?
Like
It's all
they said,
trickle
baby,
down.
whatever's in the darkness shall come
It's
to light.
light, baby. Hold
That's
up,
right.
man.
Whatever
Hey,
shall
man,
come shall
come on now.
pass. That's
Game
right,
7,
my
we
brother.
winning.
That's right. 979, Bryan,
Let's go,
Texas.
baby. Hey.
But with all that being said,
Yes,
man,
sir.
we
Let's
want to
go.
thank all y'all for tuning
Thank
in,
you.
taking the time,
you.
man. To all the subscribers,
You and you.
We want you to,
You two in the back.
keep tuning in.
Yeah.
We want y'all to have, pass the word.
Pass the word,
and
man.
anybody
Come on,
else
man.
who ain't subscribed, make
Don't
sure
be
to
no
push
hater.
that subscribe
Come on,
button.
man.
Make sure to pick that like button.
We love y'all
Make
too.
sure to drop a comment,
Yeah.
man. Like, share, and subscribe at the 10-2 podcast.
The 10-2. Everybody.
Real talk,
Yeah.
baby.
Let's set it
And
off.
shout out to them Rockets.
Hey.
And always
GK.
remember,
Hey.
how about them Cowboys?
Set it off. Let's go.
Yes, sir. So, cause you in the box and you in the booth with your boy MJD and your boy Deuce, aka
What?
Deuce Bad.
Hey,
and you're
hey.
tuning in to the 10-2 podcast.
Hey.
And we out.
We out.
It's the 10-2. It's the 10-2. Time to attend to some things we done been through. And here's a preview on what's to come. The hottest music, latest games, all is one. It's the 10-2. It's the 10-2. Time to attend to some things we done been through. And here's a preview on what's to come. The hottest music, latest games, all is one. It's the 10-2. It's the 10-2. Time to attend to some things we done been through. And here's a preview on what's to come. The hottest music, latest games, all is one.